Hello fellow Mac members. It is Saturday morning and I thought I'd make a short little video before breakfast to provide some tips and tricks about bear bagging. So let's hop on to it. Alright, so this is the PCT hang, is what it's called, or the PCT method. And it's my preferred way of hanging in a bear bag. It works great, and I'll teach you how to do it. So what's the purpose of hanging in a bear bag? Well, obviously you don't want to attract bears or any other creatures and wild animals into your campsite. But I feel like more importantly, I want to have food for the next day. Am I right? So that's why I hang it, because I don't want to wake up and not have my delicious food waiting for me the next day. My precious. So what do you put in a bear bag? Well, you put anything that is scented. So obviously food, any wrappers, toothpaste, things like that, chapstick. You want to get all of that out of your camp. All right, so picking a spot for your bear bag. If your bear bag, you want it to be a good distance away. If it is far enough away where you're like, oh, I gotta go and get something out of my bag, that means it's a pretty good distance away, and that's what you need. Mine's probably a good 100 meters or so from my campsite right now. As far as picking a branch, the one that I chose as I was looking last night or yesterday evening, it's a fairly new branch. It's tough in a coniferous forest because the branches are just so close to the tree, but I made this work. It's a relatively new branch, so I know it's not going to break on me, and it's far enough out that I think I can, with this method, it works well. So I did have other branches that were a little bit closer at my to my site, and one that was really good, but however it was dead branch, and you have to be mindful of hanging on a dead branch because it can break easily. And so whenever you're pulling on your bag and all the excess weight on it, there's potential there for it to bust, and when that happens, you don't want to be standing underneath it. So just be careful of that. All right, so bear with me for a moment. More like bear bag with me for a moment. So I use paracord for my bear bags, and I put a perfection loop around it. You can do it this whatever way you want realistically, and then I put a carabiner around that. So I think one of the most helpful tips and tricks is super important, is bring your bear spray with you. I do this to make sure that I stay safe. We live in Montana, people. You'll want to bring it with you. And then I use the holster for it for throwing my line up. All right, so we got this holster ready to go, and we're gonna find a nice little rock or 2 or 3 to put in to give it some heft. Bada bing. All right, so this next part is the toughest part of the whole thing, is throwing the rope over the branch. Everybody misses all the time. I miss all the time. Don't feel bad if it takes you multiple tries. Standing on the rope. Not even close. Oh Lord. Got him, coach. So whenever you get it, you want to flick up the line like so. I'm a little caught on that other branch. Not ideal. There we go. So you want to flick the line up to give it slack, and it should eventually, as you can see, slowly but surely start coming down. All right, so for this next step, got both lines, and what I like to do, so the reason why I put a carabiner on my loop is to put the rope through that. That way I have less friction than I would if I were in the actual loop. It's probably relatively negligible, but that is what I like to do, so that's what I do. Works for me. Do it however, whatever way you want to. And from here, you just attach your bags like so. And then, as you can see, got a nice little pulley system. Watch out, puppy. And you just start a pulling. And you want to pull it all the way to the top of the branch with the PCT method. You want to reach up, you want to grab any stick that'll hold, doesn't matter, it'll hold. And you want to do a clove hitch around the stick. So let's see, what I do is I wrap it around once, then you'll want to twist the rope and put it over the stick. Hold both of those tightly and do it again. Twist inside and put it around the stick on the other opposite end. That stick ain't going nowhere. So then when you do that, you can release, and the stick will prevent it from obviously dropping down all the way. All right, so my bag is up against the stick. So now what you want to do, the reason why this method is awesome, instead of just hanging there, you can pull your bag outward to make it even further away from the tree, preventing any critters to getting to it, easily at least. And that stick allows it to stop in that spot. So what I'm gonna do now is you find a spot to tie off at. In a non-drug related way. And there you have it. That is the PCT method. And it's far enough away from the tree. I'm probably a good, 10 feet off the ground right here. And no animal is going to be able to reach out and get it. Mice and other little tiny critters won't be able to crawl on the line to get to it. It's a great method. So I hope this helps. I just wanted to pass along some info before I make some breakfast, which I'm about to do. All right, hope everybody stays safe out there. Later. So one final thought, and that's just to remember to always, if you take anything away from this video, is to keep your bear spray with you at all times. It's just safer. I've yet to encounter a bear by myself one-on-one, but I'm prepared for it whenever that happens, because it'll probably inevitably happen. Because you never know when you're going to turn a corner and a bear's sitting there with a sock full of pennies waiting for you.